It is a privilege to see the concern being discussed at the premises of the European Parliament and to be part of the solution offered. This is a post-session recording capturing the spirit, not the exact words of what was spoken there. That MEPs are so concerned in Europe about the environment, neighborhood, and the need for a solution to problems that we all are facing is very heartening. That solutions are invited from all quarters, especially from the perspective of ancient wisdom, is also heartening to note. The environment is a key concern for some MEPs here. Everything in an environment revolves around the concept of neighborhood. Living in each neighborhood at every level has its challenges that seek a solution. From the micro to the macro, the issues of neighborhood exist. More important is realizing the need to maintain their sanctity. At the micro level, we have an atom. It too has a neighborhood within itself. Splitting this neighborhood in Hiroshima and Nagasaki was not pleasant. Thus, the way of handling such issues has to be clear. The end goal is the key. The human body too lives in the neighborhood of the human breath. Remove one from the other and both become dysfunctional. Today, with mental health being described as an epidemic by academic research results, we have to revisit the idea of neighborhood. For, sadly, even when the body and breath are together, we need to know the strategic good neighborhood principle to direct them towards well-being. What is true at the atom level and within the human body is true at a larger level too. For when many human bodies live together in each other's neighborhood, a society is formed. The challenge such a society faces today is of crime, terror, social strife, and fractured views leading to violence. When societies live together as neighbors, states and countries are formed. These two face similar challenges as exist within societies. In addition, they face the challenge of war and recessions, economic recessions crossing borders. Finally, climate change is telling us that we live in the neighborhood of nature too. It's time now to address all these issues. I thus thank the European Parliament for the concerns expressed in the third Strategic Good Neighbourhood Forum. That ideas from ancient wisdom are being invited is a sign of progress. After all, ideas that enable a civilization to survive and prosper are the need of the hour. Ancient wisdom has for a repository of such ideas, codified in its texts for thousands of years. These ideas formed the core of its education that transformed students. The actions of such graduating students in society helped civilizations to outlast. Europe, like the rest of the world, faces many social and economic issues. None of these are natural calamities. They are caused by the collective impact of decisions taken by individuals. These decisions are influenced by ideas humans have. Only if these ideas are transformed can the problems be mitigated. I am glad that the Strategic Good Neighbourhood Forum is addressing these issues in the European Parliament. Let us begin with the story of two neighbours who spent a lot of free time together, the very best of friends. One day they went on a boat in the ocean. Not knowing the wisdom of tides, they began to drift deeper and deeper without realizing, of course, where they were going, because they were busy talking and they did not take note of the environment around them. Then one of them discovered a small leak in the center of the boat. Each looked at the other, asking the other person to solve this problem. Forgetting all the years of friendship, each one told the other, "It is not my side of the boat. It is your problem." This is an attitude problem facing the world today. The 2008 economic recession brought the world down to its financial knees. Governments were bankrupt. Many humans were on the street, rendered homeless. Many others had lost their life savings and were broke. Everybody wondered what had gone wrong. Everyone was blaming everyone else for the leak in the boat. We'll say, for the leak in the global boat, financial boat. Who will say the buck stops here and mend the leak? For that, we need to find out where the leak is. The OECD, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, led by European countries, prepared a report. It said that prosperity in the last 150 years, despite the spread of education and the growth of technology, caused social pain in both the industrial and the digital revolutions. They changed the goal of education from prosperity to well-being, and their Directorate of Education and Skills is now preparing a well-being curriculum by 2030. Education influences ideas and helps graduating students, who are tomorrow's decision makers, to prevent future crises. Its curriculum fulfills all the goals we seek here. The IKS curriculum fulfills all the goals that we seek here, of curbing violence, promoting a unity of cultures, and for an integral, humanistic approach for living life. The curriculum is offered using today's academic ideas by those with a demonstrated ability to predict the 2008 recession. For the 2008 Nobel laureate in economics wrote in the New York Times, "How did economists get it so wrong, as no school of economics could predict the 2008 crisis? Yet there is evidence of a mathematical calculation and its accurate prediction." The National Bureau of Economic Research, USA, is the only body authorized to declare a recession. It concluded that the 2008 recession started in December 2007. This had been predicted in an earlier article in Business Times Singapore on 4th October 2007. The same perspective that revealed this truth is used to frame a curriculum. The curriculum says that the issues raised here about war, violence, and clash of cultures, if left unchecked, have the capacity of bringing humanity back to zero. The survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki bear testimony to this fact. The survivors of the 2008 financial crisis have their own set of experiences of starting from zero. The degradation of the human individual brings ideas of humanity back to zero. Yet we have seen the infinite capacity of the human spirit to bounce back from each crisis. The number of crises going back to the Great Depression, the two world wars, shows the indomitable nature of this infinite capacity of humans. Sadly, the bouts of prosperity that follow after each crisis are again followed by another crisis. Is the conception of infinite human capacity misplaced? If we look at the infinity symbol, it looks like a loop. Is infinite human potential stuck in a loop of prosperity followed by crisis? If so, what is the way out? Modern science finds that below the multiplicity of phenomena in the universe, an underlying unity exists. The universe is based on a simple, unchanging truth, the oneness of atoms. Ancient wisdom, too, came to this conclusion many thousand years ago. They incorporated this wisdom in education, just like modern times. However, this was not a part of theory, but a part to be practiced. Their curriculum of practices to living in the truth of the universe started with the simple practice of speaking the truth. The final truth of oneness of creation, they discovered, is only revealed to those who speak the truth. Thus, their education started. This was their starting point. The ability to live with the feeling of oneness in the heart led to well-being in society, created progress, and led to contributing over a third of global GDP for millennia in ancient India. This was enabled as the sky of human potential was opened by all acting as per the oneness of humanity principle. This transformed attitude can break this cyclical pattern or loop of repetitive social and economic problems with each bout of prosperity. The truth of the 2008 recession was revealed at the stock market top. A similar experience occurred at the other tops too. The efforts to share the perspective were often rejected, sometimes even after an invitation was given to share this perspective. Ancient Indian wisdom's education attracted students in Nalanda and Takshila, the oldest known universities of the world. The power of the wisdom of this curriculum has been tested and proven for thousands of years. As the curriculum is about to be launched, all are requested to discuss with their governments and institutes of higher learning to join the launch. The oneness of the world comes when common ideas that lead to well-being are shared by all. Education is the greatest unifying force. It beckons all of us to come together once again. Thank you for your time and attention.